All right. So let me share the screen. So are you able to see the PowerPoint slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So last time, let us have a recap. We had a gap of about 15 days, I guess. So you may have forgotten some things. Just a recap of what are the primitives or the building blocks of the PCB. Okay. So if you remember the tracks, then what is the next thing that you have to think about is the pad. All right. So these two are very, very important things. We have also seen the concept of footprints. Have we? I think we have already completed the session with footprints. Yes, guys. Hello. Hello. Am I
Yes, sir.
audible?
Yes,
So
sir.
we have
Yes.
already finished. We have already finished with the footprints, right? So you know what are footprints now. All right. Then we said something about custom designing the footprint also, which you can do later on. Then we have seen the concept of return paths. The two types of grounding schemes that we normally use. One is called as the single point grounding, other is called as the bus bar grounding. And then finally we uh, saw the PCB design flow. It starts with the schematic. You already have, it is expected that you have the circuit diagram with you, and then you start entering the schematic into the software interface. Okay. So after that, you go for what is called as electrical rule check. We'll see what it is exactly, but not really required at this point of time. Then something called as netlist. I think I've already spoken about what exactly is a netlist. Yes. Have we spoken about the netlist? The concept of netlist, I think we have already done. Guys, hello, hello, guys. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Sir. Yes,
Yes, sir.
audible,
Yes.
audible, sir.
Then you have to respond, no? Why aren't you responding? So, have we done the netlist? The concept of netlist? Hello, again.
सर
Have we
एक
done
बार
that?
सर एक बार आप उसे रिवाइज करा दीजिए नेटलिस्ट क्या तरह से याद है
Sorry,
एक
speak
बार आप
louder, please.
रिवाइज करवा दीजिए नेटलिस्ट क्या तरह से वो याद नहीं आ रहा
याद नहीं आ रहा. That is going to be the problem with you guys. If you don't keep on revising, you are going to forget so many things, and things won't move ahead. Actually speaking. Netlist is a textual description of the components and their connections in form of the nodes. Do you remember that now?
ओके सर
Okay. So we have the netlist now, which is the representation of the circuit in terms of a textual description. Like there will be so many nodes. By default, the ground node will be called as GND. We already know that. That is the net name. And then we have VCC. We may have some nodes like 1, 2, 3 labeled as 1, 2, 3, and then the corresponding components which are connected to that node are listed down in a textual format. That is called as a netlist. Now, after netlist generation, we are going to update the PCB. Means that we are going to convert that netlist information into the footprints. Okay. Finally, there you go and create the PCB. Okay. Now all these conversions are in the form of what are called as macros. These are small programs, small sub-programs, let us say. Uh, if there are any errors present, then you have to go back and correct that error in the schematic entry. Maybe the footprint is missing or something is missing, connection is missing or something like that. That will be pointed out in the macro error itself. If there is a macro error, you have to go back and correct it in the schematic entry. After that, you go for definition of the board. Then you place the components. Sorry, oops. Then you place the components and then you set the design rules. Okay. So once you set the design rules, what are the design rules, by the way? The design rules will be dictating what should be the track width or the thickness of the track. Then what should be the distance, that is the constraint distance between the track and the track, a track and a pad, pad and a pad, and so on and so forth. After you do that, you start with what is called as the auto routing. Now the most difficult part of the process is automated. So you don't really have to exert yourself from that point of view, because the routing is already done by what is called as an auto router. There is a provision for manual routing also, but most of the times we don't like to waste our time in that. Then if there are any design rule errors, so if the design rules are violated because of some reasons, because of some constraints, those are checked by the DRC. They are called as a design rule constraints. So if they don't comply, if your board doesn't comply with the DRC, in that case it will flag up an error saying that there is an error. You have to go back and correct the board. Then we can go for what is called as the polygon pour. We'll do that practically and see what exactly do you mean by the polygon pour, and then reworking of the routes has to be there. Guys, am I audible?
Yes, sir, audible.
Okay. So this is the screen that you would see after you complete the schematic entry. All the symbols over there are called as the schematic symbols. Okay. So these are the symbols that you would put on the schematic sheet. And this is the top view that you will get. Interestingly, you can create a 3D view also. So this is a 3D view of the board. I'll tell you how to do that also. So this is the bottom view, bottom layer is seen over here like this. Then this is the top layer, positive. As I said, you require positives for generating, for let us say etching purposes and all that, to transfer the pattern onto the board. You require positives. So this is how the positives will be created. So this is the top layer positive, because this is a double layer board. Top layer and bottom layer both will be having the tracks on it. So we'll have the bottom layer as well as the top layer. So this is the top layer positive. This is the bottom layer positive. Okay. And there is one more important step that you have to carry out, and that is to verify the layout that is being created and the schematic itself. So what you do normally is you take a couple of colored pens and you trace each and every connection. This is a very, very important step, because if there is some kind of an error present after fabrication, you will not be able to correct it. You'll have to throw away the board. So this step, please mark this step, this particular step as very, very important. This is called as layout versus schematic verification. What you're doing here is you're simply tracing the paths simultaneously with the schematic and the layout placed side by side. This you have to do manually. There is no automation here. Okay, that's all as far as the presentation is concerned. Let us directly go to Altium Designer. Any doubts, any questions up to this point? These are some boards which I have designed. Anyways, so this is the very first thing that you'll see when you start the Altium Designer. Now, please note that we are using Altium Designer 17.1.9. Are you able to see the Altium Designer screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So you'll see that it is 17.1.9. If your progress is fast enough, I will take you to the latest version. Okay, but the basic understanding has to be there, and this version happens to be a more simple to understand. Okay, but once you understand the process is same. There are a few changes in the new version as far as the menus are concerned, properties and menus and all inspectors are concerned. Okay, so you start with this. So you'll see that this is a very first thing that you will see. Now, when you click on File, New, Project, so it will ask for your the project templates. We are not using any template as a matter of fact here. We are just clicking on this. Make sure that you click on this PCB project itself. Okay. Name of the PCB project will be by default PCB underscore project, and you can give it a name as, say, let us say PCB1 or whatever we would have today. Okay. I can set the location. In my case, I'll set the location to PCB design and soldering PCB1. Okay, and I'll make a new folder here. Okay, fine. So with that, a blank project will be created. So if I click on this OK, a blank project is created. Now look at this very carefully. The project extension is .prj PCB. The name of the project is PCB1.prj. .prj PCB is the extension. Now all the files are stored under this. Okay, you created a new folder. Under that you have created this new project. Is it okay up to this point? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what we are going to do is, we are going to, first of all, we should have a circuit diagram with us. So which circuit diagram do you want to make a PCB for? So for that I have designed a simple bridge rectifier. We are going to make the layout for this bridge rectifier. So you can see in Multisim I've already created, because I can't show it on paper right now. So I'm using Multisim. This already, I mean, this is one of the steps, like you design it on paper and then you simulate it and then finally make a layout, and create a layout for the final final product. So this is what we have. We can verify. There is a transformer here. We have the bridge rectifier, 4 diodes. We have a capacitor, filter capacitor over here, and this is the load. That is a 15 ohms load. Okay. Now please remember, this is to be understood very carefully, that the load is not a part of the circuit. In the sense, load will be connected, or load will be connected externally by the user. Okay, so this component will not be there in our layout. Are you able to understand this? Because the load can be anything. We are simply showing that it is some kind of a resistor, but load is not a component. Please understand
So,
that
sir, basically,
carefully.
this will be the output of the whole circuit. This will be the output.
Sorry?
This will be the output terminal.
Exactly. So we have to have some kind of an output over there where the user can connect the load across it. It can be a motor, it can be an LED, it can be whatever the user wants. Okay. So at the same time, on the left hand side, you'll see that the supply is also, we are running it. I mean, we are connecting it to the mains supply. So the supply is also not a part of the PCB. So what are the parts of the PCB then? The transformer, these 4 diodes, and a capacitor filter. That's all. All right. Is that concept clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes,
interestingly, I have designed this and we'll see it working. So we have this red trace is the output. As you can see, there are ripples over there. You must have already started with the rectifiers now, or maybe you have finished it. So this is basically what we can do with, as far as the design is concerned. So our design is working properly. Why? Because you can see here that I've designed it for 15 volts and 1 ampere. So it is 15.7 volts and 1 ampere almost. Okay. So this is basically what we are going to use as the input for our PCB design. Is that clear to all of you?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we'll refer to this circuit diagram and then transfer it over here. Fine. Now in this PCB project, there are no documents. So what you have to do is you have to add new schematic. So as soon as you do that, the schematic sheet will be opened up in front of you, which is blank at the moment. Now let us take some time to study this particular sheet. Okay. First of all, just look at this particular section. It is called as a title block. Now all these things come under the documentation skills as far as EDA tools are concerned. Okay. So what you have to do is you have to write the title over there. You have to, let us say, write the number, revision number, the number of the sheet, etc., etc., drawn by sheet number and so on, so date and all those kinds of things. Okay, so this is a very, very important. Have you done engineering drawing or engineering graphics?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So you must have used similar kind of technique over there. The title block, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It is exactly the same, except for that we will be using this for drawing the circuit diagram. That's all. Now another interesting part over here is the various different markings over here. Just pay attention very carefully. 1, 2, 3 horizontally, A, B, C, D on your GPS does that, isn't it? Hello.
सर बीच में आपका आवाज चला गया था.
So what I was saying was that these are called as the drawing zones. They are exactly like the latitude and the longitude. So just like you identify a place, location of a place using the latitude and the longitude, your GPS gives those coordinates, isn't it? In a similar way, if you want to locate a component, say for example, I've got hundreds of registers over here, and you are supposed to change register number 57, for example. So it will be very difficult for you to find out where that register 57 is located. So it's a good practice that whenever you start drawing, whenever you start creating your schematic sheet, what you can do is you can note down the location of that component. Like if there is a register over here, I'll say it is A1. If it is over here, I'll call it as A2. If it is here, I'll call it as B2, and so on and so forth. Okay, so it actually improves the readability of the circuit, to locate the components. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Sure. Are there any doubts, any questions?
No, sir.
Okay. So what we will do is, first of all, we will rename this particular sheet, save as, to some sensible name. Let us say bridge rectifier. Okay, now you can see that the change over here has been reflected in the name. Okay, now let us see the various different things over here. Like you have the menu on the top, and then you have a toolbars, a couple of toolbars over here. Okay, and these toolbars, specifically this particular toolbar, is specific to the drawing of the sheet. For example, I can draw various different symbols. I can place parts. I can place the ground and the power ports. I can even place a net label and so on and so forth. I can go for placing the wire to wire it up. We'll see that in action. Okay. On the right hand side, you will see that there are a couple of things over here on this tab. Okay. So if you simply hover your mouse over there, libraries specifically. So the libraries, we'll have the basic library. Now, since I've been using this software for a long time, I've collected quite a lot of libraries, but by default, you will get only two libraries with you. One is called as the miscellaneous devices and the other one will be called as the miscellaneous connectors. I may have removed those directories, those libraries. So let me okay, let me install that from some file. Okay, so now you'll be having the two libraries. By default, these libraries are present. One is called as a miscellaneous devices, and the other one is called as a miscellaneous connectors. Maybe it has not been installed. Okay, I'll install it again. You don't have to do this because it is already it will already be enabled in your what's wrong with this? Let me see. Do it again. So now I have miscellaneous devices and miscellaneous connectors both. See that? Okay. For your convenience, I'll just remove the other libraries. So that you will not get confused. Okay, so you have only two libraries now with us, miscellaneous connectors and miscellaneous devices. If you carefully see, these are the symbols. For example, in case of miscellaneous devices, you have so many symbols with you. For example, this is the symbol of a transistor, and then you can just expand this. And so many different devices are already there. Now, it's not necessary that you'll have all the devices that you want. You can create your own symbol that is called as a schematic symbol. You can create your own library and then put that symbol in that library. Okay, you can see that these libraries are called as integrated libraries. The extensions of this library is INT-LIB. So they are integrated libraries, means that the symbol, schematic symbol and the footprint both are combined together in this library. There are separate libraries also called as schematic libraries and footprint libraries. They are called as PCB libraries. Okay, so you have flexibility of using any one of the libraries provided it is available. Okay, so fine. So this is how what you can do. What I'll do first of all is I'll select the miscellaneous connectors, and from that I will use some kind of. Now remember that if you go back to the circuit diagram, you'll see that every circuit has got some entry point and some exit point. Okay, I'll just do away with this so that it will be a little bit more easier for you to understand. So we have entry points and exit points. So what is the entry point? I'll call it as an entry point for the circuit. That is where you're going to apply the input to the circuit. Okay, so which is the entry point in this particular circuit, guys?
V1 input, V1 input.
Yeah, so this primary of the transformer T1 is we have an entry point there. And what is the exit point?
Sir, load R1.
Load, exactly. Very good. So we are going to use connectors for that. Please remember that we have to use a connector for the entry and the exit points or inputs and outputs. Okay, so in library, I'll place something like this. Okay, so this is called as a header 2, right? And I'll place that header 2. I just click on the symbol, place it. And now while doing that, you can see that the cursor changes to a crosshair, and you'll see that by making use of the space bar, you can reorient this particular symbol. Okay, so just keep on pressing the space bar and it cycles through the different orientations. So I'll place it somewhere over here. Right click to get out of the mode. What you can do is now you can press, if you want to zoom into this, what we'll do is we'll keep the control button pressed and use the scroll wheel to zoom in or zoom out of that particular place. Have you understood that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now make it a practice. I'm not getting a response from many people. Please, I hope many of you are understanding this, at least you are attending this sincerely. It is very,
Yes,
very
sir.
important.
Yes, sir.
This is one of the most important
Yes, sir.
topics that you'll ever come across. Because ultimately, however good you design, it has to be converted. One more important thing is that as soon as, make a practice, as soon as you place a component there, just provide a label over there. You can double click on that label. It is called as a designator. Okay, it is called as a designator. And the designator, for example, it will be, I call it as input. All right.
Yes, sir.
This is called as a, this is the header. I mean, this is the comment. You can just make it invisible by checking off this box over here, so that it won't clutter your design, your schematic sheet. So this is going to be the input. Next, we are going to place, anyways, first of all, I like to again draw your attention to the title block. We have left it incomplete. So what I will do is now place text string, and I'll just place it over here. Right click to get out of the mode, double click that, and here I am to write bridge rectify. You can change the font, you can change the font size also. Okay. That's it. Then you can put down the number and the revision and so on and so forth. All right. Don't forget to save your work intermittently. So now we want a transformer, right? The next point, the next component is the transformer itself. Transformers and then diodes and then the capacitor. So we're going to keep it very, very simple today. This is the first time we'll be doing it. So go into the miscellaneous devices, and there you can find out whether the transformer is there or not. Okay, so we have a transformer here, but we have to select the proper one. Yeah, this would do. We don't want a center tap transformer, neither we want multiple output transformer. So this transformer will do for us. So I'll place that symbol somewhere here. Directly, I'm going to call it as, immediately I'm going to call it as T1. All right. Next, I'm going to place a couple of diodes. Okay, but it is quite possible that the diodes which are given over here, they may have a different footprint. So you have to see whether we are having the proper footprint. So I'm going to use the footprint because This is what diode I'll be using. If you look at the circuit diagram, 1N5401. So over here, I'm going to use 1N5401. Place it like so. I'm going to use 4 of them. So now you'll see a interesting thing happening here. There is a red bigly line near that particular component, near all these components. The reason for that is this is an error where the software has found that there is these names are duplicated. T question mark is duplicated over here. So if I double click this and if I call this designator as D1, this line will go away. Similarly for this, call it as D2. Now, two different ways in which you can do that. You can either click the entire component and get the entire sheet over here, entire parameters list, or you can simply click on this particular parameter directly to change it. Okay, I do that because it is D3 and D4. We don't want this should be visible, this should not be visible. Okay, I'll just make it go away, the comment part. Okay, then we would require a capacitor. So I'll just find out, we want an electrolytic capacitor. This will do, this will also do, but we don't want that. This won't do because this is not a polar capacitor. Electrolytic capacitors are polar capacitors, and you would want that over here. So I'll place a capacitor, again change the orientation like this, call it as C1. So we have all the components there with us. All right. Anything remaining? Obviously, the exit point also has to be there. So I'll just get hold of another header over there. Now, these headers are okay for small signal applications where we don't have higher power and higher current flow into those terminals or via those terminals. Technically, this is not correct for power supply. But just to make things simple for you in the beginning, we later on modify this and I'll show you how to do that. So this is going to be your output. Let us wire them up. Now you can use this symbol from the toolbar, place wire. So this is going to be wired up like this. This is going to be wired up like this. Okay, this is going to be wired up. Do it in a better way. So you'll see that as soon as there is a crossover, you'll get, if there is a junction, you'll get a heavy dot over there, signifying that there is a connection out there. Okay. That actually finishes our schematic diagram. Okay, one important thing, we have to place a ground here. Okay. Is that fine up to this point? Guys?
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Okay. So we are through with this. Let us quickly check whether there are footprints associated with every one of them. So for this particular input header, we have a footprint already in place. We have for transformer, we also have a footprint in place. For diodes, we have already seen that it is in place. Right? For a capacitor, it is also there, and header we already know it is there. So this is what is the first, let us say, the schematic entry, the first part of the project. Any doubts, any questions with this?
No, sir.
All of you?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now the next part is very important, and that is I'm going to create a PCB document. So add a new to project again, just like what you did for schematic PCB. Now immediately you'll see that the screen changes and a blank PCB will be presented over here. Now, interesting things over here to be understood are that the toolbar now has changed. Okay, the toolbar now has changed. At the
सर ये
same time,
डॉक्यूमेंट कहाँ से आया ये attachment document
इसको राइट क्लिक करना है PCB1 प्रोजेक्ट को ऐड न्यू PCB.
okay
So I'm going to rename this immediately, save as bridge rectifier. All right. Now you'll see that on the left hand bottom corner over here, do you see this? The X and Y you have in mils. We don't want them to be in mils. Okay. We want to use the metric system. So for that, first you have to change that from board options. Click, I'll show it again. Design, go into design, board options. Here by default, it is imperial. I'll make it metric. That's all. This is the very first thing that you would do. The second thing that you would do is click on these grids. Okay, by default, you'll have some grids over there. I'm going to double click on those grids and change X step and Y step to 0.1 mm. Okay, and then click on apply. Okay, apply. Guys, hello.
Yes, sir.
yes sir
Clear the changing of the system, measurement system, and the setting of the grids. Grids are very important because grids will enable you to place the component in a discrete form, in the sense that you should not be in a position to you will not be in a position to use any location. There is certain grid on which you can place the components only. This is very important for us to follow. Okay. Now let's see a couple of things on the bottom also. There is some kind of a color coding for the different layers on the PCB. Okay, top layer is red, bottom layer is blue, other layers have different colors altogether. Okay, so you can just go through this. We're not going to explore all of them, but at least the minimum one which are required will be explored. Okay? Okay, up to this point, guys?
yes sir
All right. Now what we are going to do is we are going to set the origin. But before, okay, fine. We'll set the origin first. So click on edit, click on origin, and now I'm going to make this. You can zoom into it just like what we did, and you can click over here. And now this is going to be your new origin. Do you see the origin marker?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is where we are going to call as the origin. All right. Now I'm going to change the size of the board, or we have to define the dimensions of the board. So for that, you have to click in View and go into what is called as a board planning mode. You see that the color of the board changes here. All right. Now I can go into Design and Edit Board Shape. You'll see that there are different graphical handles which are now visible. You can just catch hold of those handles and change the size of the board. Just keep a watch on your X size there. So I'll just make it about, let us say 80 mm, roughly. Yes, 80.1. Similarly, I'm going to reduce this size also. Let us keep it as 60. We can change the board size anytime we want. It depends on the components. If the components are not fitting into the board, you have to change the board size again. Is that okay? I'll go back to the 2D layout planning. Okay? Is it okay up to this point? If anyone has not understood, please raise a question. Hello?
Sir, can you
Yes,
please
sir.
Yes.
how you change the board size again?
Okay. So here you can go into View, go into Board Planning mode. Once you are here, click on Design, click on Edit Board Shape. And then you can just using a mouse, you can change the shape of the board. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, any more doubt over here up to this point? I want all of you to understand this and follow this very, very closely. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. Why there is a very weak response. I don't know whether all of you are attentive or not.
No, sir. It's clear. Clear.
Sorry?
Sir, clear. Clear.
क्या बोला?
हेलो
हाँ,
सर, आ गया हो गया
क्या हो गया?
सर, जो आपने बताया वही.
अच्छा, you are doing it along with me.
Yes, sir.
Very good, excellent. That is what is expected. Everyone should follow this practice. Okay. So, don't forget to save. Now what we will do is we will draw a boundary going into the 2D layout mode. Select the layer just by clicking over here. You can just go through this layer, go and select the keep out layer. It is dark pink in color. So keep out layer. Select the keep out layer. Now zoom onto this origin, and from there I'm going to place, click on place, go to keep out and click on track. See, I'm keeping this visible so that you can follow it. Place, keep out, track. Okay. Now we are going to start drawing the boundary. So many times mouse will not be good to use over here. So you can just align the origin properly with the cursor keys. You can see that the cursor keys, you get the perfect placement over there. Okay. So once your cursor is placed exactly on the origin, press enter 4 times. And then you start taking the cursor to the other edge or other vertex of your board. So we are going to make the board 100 exactly, x 100 mm. So once I place it over here at 100, using cursor you can press enter 4 times. In the vertical direction, I'm going to make use of it as a 60 mm. Make sure that x is 100, y is 60. Press enter 4 times. Again, 60 and 0. Press enter. And come back to the origin. Press enter 2 times. Right click to get out of the mode. So this, you should have this kind of scenario. Is it okay? Now this boundary has to be closed one. It should not be opened at any point. Is that clear to all?
सर अभी शुरुआत में थोड़ी सी ये राइट वाली बाउंड्री थोड़ी सी बाहर चली गई है बोर्ड के।
सॉरी,
राइट वाली बाउंड्री थोड़ी सी बाहर चली गई है बोर्ड के।
क्या हो गया? बाहर गया?
हाँ, थोड़ा सा गया।
तो डिलीट कर।
हेलो,
All right, shall we proceed?
सर 1 मिनट बाउंड्री सेट कर लें।
Sorry?
सर बाउंड्री सेट कर रहे हैं दोबारा से डिलीट करके।
करो. I hope many of you are following this practice of following whatever I'm doing.
सर वो ग्रेड वाला कहाँ से सेट किए थे पीसीबी में?
कौन सा ग्रेड वाला? ये ग्रेड
स्टार्टिंग में 0.1 mm सेट किए थे ना।
बोर्ड ऑप्शंस, ग्रिड्स, यहाँ पे डबल क्लिक, सेट टू 0.1, अप्लाई. I've already done that, so
ओके सर।
fine. Is it okay?
यस सर।
Guys, you're going to create your own PCBs. So if you're
सर
not,
हो गया।
if you know, I'm speaking to all of you. Please make sure that you have your own copy of Altium Designer downloaded, installed, and you start working along with me. This is going to be your term work. Please remember this. And I can immediately spot the copies. इसका multiple copies assignment का नहीं होना चाहिए. This is where everything starts to fall apart in engineering. If you copy the assignments, you're gone. You'll never be able to understand that concept. Let it be wrong. Let it be absolutely wrong. No problem with that. But do it on your own. ठीक है? Guys,
Yes, sir.
यस सर।
यस सर।
Okay. So now
Yes, sir.
The time has come for us to transfer the components onto the PCB. So go into the schematic and click on design. Click on design and click on this very first item over there, update PCB document. Now you will see a lot of things over here. Okay. Just uncheck this last one. We don't want any room added to the board. So just uncheck that and click on validate changes. Now, if everything is in order, everything is fine, you'll get all green check marks over there. It means that it has found out the proper parameters. Okay. And now we are going to actually execute those macros. Just remember the flow chart. So if you execute that, click on that execute changes, you'll see that it's all done. Close this, and now you'll see that all the components are there on your PCB sheet, of course, in that particular. Now it is placed randomly, sort of. So I will have to place it properly. So the next point is,
सर ये स्टेप नहीं हो रहा, ये स्टेप नहीं हुआ, फिर से एक बार प्लीज रिपीट कर दीजिए. स्कीमेटिक पे गए, डिजाइन अपडेट पीसीबी.
yeah, design update PCB. I have already done that, so I don't have anything here.
वैलिडेट चेंजेस.
Then validate changes. सब
ओके,
check marks green आ रहे हैं क्या?
आ गए.
तो click on execute changes.
एग्जीक्यूट चेंजेस. ओके, हाँ, आई गॉट इट.
Yeah, it's fairly easy. Now we're going to place it. Again, you can use the mouse to drag the components. Okay. Again, use space bar to change the orientation if you want. Now this is going to be a little bit tricky because, okay, it doesn't matter. So I'm going to place the input, as you can see here. I'll place it somewhere here. I'll place the components now. Now there is no space for us to put the capacitor. So I'll have to change the dimensions of the board. Well, I can do it here, not a problem. But it will be a very close fit. Let me do that. See if it is possible. Fine. I can select all the components at the same time and shift them like this. This is going to be a very tight finish. So once you place the board like this, now this is a very, very easy kind of schematic, very simple schematic. Practically, you will be having a lot of complex schematics, and then number of components will also be more. To be on the safer side, what I'll do is I'll change the orientation. I mean, I'll change the board dimensions again, extend it a little bit further, like this, to make it exact. Let us say make it 110 mm. Of course, I'll have to drag this also. And then maybe there will be some spacing over here. Okay. So this is the placing. All right.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
What is the next step in the flow chart? If you have copied down the flow chart, is to set the design rules. So click on design, pay attention here very carefully. Click into design and the rules. Now here you'll see a lot of information here, a lot of parameters, lot of rules, but a few of them are really required for us at this point of time. Okay. So in that, the very first thing is it is segregated into electrical routing. This is related to the surface mount devices. Other things we are not interested in right now. So we are interested only in the electrical
हेलो
rules.
सर.
Yes.
सर एक्चुअली मेरा ये जो कनेक्शंस आ रहे हैं वो एक दूसरे से क्रॉस ओवर कर रहे हैं. ऐसे आपके जो कनेक्शंस आ रहे हैं वो एकदम लाइन टू लाइन आ रहे हैं, लेकिन मेरे जो कनेक्शंस क्रॉस ओवर कर रहे हैं.
नहीं, क्रॉस ओवर होने दो ना, क्रॉस कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं. क्रॉसओवर क्यों होने वाले हैं? बिकॉज मे बी योर ओरिएंटेशन इज नॉट प्रॉपर लाइक दिस।
ओके, हाँ ऐसा नहीं आ रहा है, ऐसा नहीं आ रहा है।
तो उसको मेक इट लाइक दिस। और ये क्रॉसओवर डजंट रियली मैटर at this point of time. These are not the connecting wires. These are only the nets. These are called as the nets.
Okay.
It show only the electrical connection between these 2 points. But routing difficulty solve करने के लिए, कम करने के लिए, you have to make sure that it doesn't cross. अभी समझो मैंने ऐसे orientation किया होता, तो it would be difficult for routing, no?
ये चेंज कैसे करेंगे orientation?
Change the rotation using this, select that component and space and use the space bar.
Okay.
Okay अभी?
Okay sir, कर रहा हूँ.
All right. Now, as I was saying, setting the design rules, the very first rule in electrical is the clearance. You can just click on that clearance rule. And now this is very important. We already have some default rules over there, but we are going to increase that a little bit. So the distance between 2 tracks, look at this matrix. It is a matrix, distance between track and track. By default, it is 0.254 millimeters, which is way too small for us. So what I will do is, I will change this, double click this and change this to track as say 1.5 mm. SMD is not there. Surface mount device through.
So you are not audible.
I'll make it 1 mm. Please set it like this. Now it depends on what is the voltage differential between these 2 points. And you'll soon see
Sir,
that.
बीच में आपका आवाज चला गया था, बीच में आपका आवाज चला.
I was just setting the clearance rules. So have you understood the clearance, electrical clearance rules?
Excuse me,
how to
sir.
set them? Yes?
So you are not audible.
Okay, track distance between the 2 tracks should be, separation between the 2 tracks should be 1.5 mm. I have modified this. Distance between the through hole pad and the track should be 1.5 mm. Distance between the 2 pads should be 1 mm. This is going to create a problem. I am creating a problem so that you can see what is the problem. Don't change anything else. And you click on apply, click on OK for the time being. Okay. Now the rules, if I make this little bit more, you'll see there will be a problem. Let us say I'll keep it this 3 mm. Okay, and click on apply. You'll see our rule is violated here because the distance between these 2 pads is 2.54 mm and our design constraint was 3 mm. So such a kind of error will be marked wherever there is a violation of the rule. Anyways, we don't want that. So I'll keep this to 2 mm. Reset the error markers. Now it will go away. Okay. Now another part of the rule which says what should be the routing width. What should be the routing width? Now our device, our circuit is supposed to have or supposed to deliver a current of 1 ampere. Okay. So what I will do over here is I'll keep the width to 1.5 millimeters. Why am I doing this? What is the thumb rule? For the tracks, what should be the track width? What is the thumb rule associated with the track widths? Guys,
सर जितना ज्यादा करंट होगा उतना थिक
क्या
होना
है
चाहिए
थंब रूल? क्या है लेकिन
चाहिए.
सिंपल थंब रूल 1 millimeter, 1 ampere, 1 millimeter.
यस सर.
So in our case, it is going to supply 1 ampere but as a safety margin, I am using 1.5 mm. All right.
Yes, sir.
Then the routing
Yes, sir.
layers. I don't want both the layers because it's a very simple circuit. I'll use only the bottom layer. So I'll just check off this top layer and click on apply. Okay. Now you'll see that I think the distance is a little bit less. So you can measure the distance between this because it is marking, it is giving flagging of an error. So let us measure the distance. You can measure the distance also in reports, measure distance. You can just measure the distance between these two pads and it is 2.54 mm. So somewhere there is a violation of rule. Okay. Okay. Click on the clear to make that measurement disappear. So I'm going to change the rule back to, for clearance, I'm going to change this back to 1. All right. Now we are ready. Since we have set all the rules, we are ready with the rules. Now the next part is very simple. And in fact, that is the most important part, which is actually made simple by the software. Go for the routing. So you can go for what is called as auto routing, auto route all, route all. So it has failed to connect 4 connections. That is probably because of the rule constraint. Okay, let us see what happens there. So I can go for interactive routing also manually. So first of all, select the layer.
सर ये मैनुअल राउटिंग बॉटम लेयर पे होगी ना?
ये बॉटम लेयर से देखो प्रॉब्लम क्या है. The distance between the track and the pad, this track and this pad is very, I mean, it is actually violating that rule. That is the reason why it was not able to connect it. Same case is over here. तो इसके लिए क्या करना है? We'll relax the rules a little bit. The track, between the track and a pad, ये 1.5 दिया था. So I'll relax it to, let us say 1 mm. And then go for the routing again. Still there is some problem because of the same thing over here. We'll relax it a little bit more. Let's see what happens. I think there is still the problem of this routing here. So it is because of the thickness of the track. So what I will do is I'll relax it a little bit. Minimum width I'll say make it 1 mm. Preferred also 1.5 is okay. Let me see if it happens. Nope. Still we have a problem. Basically, the distance has to be more. As I said, these are not the correct headers. These are not the correct headers for this particular power supply, because large voltage is going to be appearing over here. So the clearance is not really good here. But to make you understand, I will just relax this to again, let us say 1 mm. Now it has connected all the nets. See that? It's very simple. But it's not really an efficient thing. What we can do is, I can just fine tune this.
सर ये मेरी राउटिंग रेड कलर से टॉप लेयर पे आ रही है। मैंने
Sorry?
बॉटम मेरी जो राउटिंग है ये टॉप लेयर पे आ रही है रेड कलर से। मैंने बॉटम लेयर को सेलेक्ट करा लेकिन उसके बाद भी ये टॉप
नहीं
लेयर
नहीं,
पे आ
वो बॉटम लेयर का ही चेक होना चाहिए, नहीं तो
वो
ये
चेक करा।
टॉप लेयर में हो जाएगा।
बॉटम लेयर का मैंने चेक करा, वो ब्लू कलर का ही सिलेक्टेड है मेरे में, लेकिन उसके बाद भी राउटिंग मेरी टॉप लेयर पे आ रही है।
नहीं, अभी ये प्रॉब्लम मुझे देख, आई हैव टू सी दैट एक्चुअली दैट प्रॉब्लम, देन ओनली आई विल बी एबल टू टेल
सर
यू।
मैं स्क्रीनशॉट भेज दूं?
नहीं, अभी मत भेजो। लेट मी फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कंप्लीट दिस। ठीक है, तो ये हो गया। नाउ दिस इज नॉट रियली अ वेरी गुड प्लेसमेंट, वेरी गुड can be like this, and this can be very simple like this. Okay, now your first code will be ready within minutes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So don't you think this is simple and interesting at the same time?
Yes, sir.
You can play around with the different combinations of the rules and see. Now, one very important thing that is there is that as I said, you have to make sure that the pad should be as large as possible. Okay. So now I'm going to change the pads, the dimensions of the pads. You can do it here itself. You can right click, find similar components or similar objects. I'll select the pad belonging to the same component. See here very carefully. Okay. Now I click on, oops, same component. I'm going to change the pad size. Now here, X and Y sizes are given. I'll change them to, let us say 3 mm both. You see that there is a change in the pad size, guys. Here also,
Yes, sir.
capacitor,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to change the pad size. Make it okay. 3 will also do. I cannot change the size of this unfortunately because it's way too close here. But still, then I'll try to do that in the horizontal direction. This is wrong. Keep it 1. Next direction, Y direction, I'm going to change as 1.5. ठीक है. Similarly, for output also I'm going to change the same way. I think the other header was having different, a little bit different dimensions. Let us change that. Yeah, this was 1. So this will be 1.5. And this will be 2. That's it. So you have completed your first PCB like this. You want to see how it will look like in 3 dimensions, 3D. You can just rotate this and see how it will look like. All right. Okay, guys. Now, will you be in a position to create your first PCB, at least a single layer? Hello? Hello? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Will you be able to complete this as a part of your assignment now? Creating the first one, first board itself?
Yes, sir. कुछ steps फिर से देखना
हो
पड़ेगा.
जाएगा.
Sorry?
मतलब फिर से एक बार
सर कुछ steps
एक एक करके बोलो, एक-एक करके बोलो. मुझे कुछ भी समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. Your queries. एक-एक करके बोलो. बोलो. हेलो.
सर हो जाएगा, बट सर कुछ स्टेप्स फिर से देखना पड़ेगा.
अच्छा, कुछ स्टेप्स फिर से देखना पड़ेगा. See, correlate that with your flow chart, and then you will be recollecting all the steps. And probably I'll put this video on YouTube, so you can refer to that video and complete it. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think I'll stop here for today. I'm having a meeting at 12:30. And by the way, I've completed whatever I had planned for this particular session. Okay. So if there are no doubts, I'll just close the meeting.
सर आपने कल एक एक्सपेरिमेंट 1 करके फाइल शेयर किया था.
वो अपना EDA टूल प्रैक्टिस के लिए है. That is your experiment number 1. You don't have to write a single thing. I mean, you can just type it, the same thing. Okay. Attach your screenshots, write down your conclusions and your calculations, type it over there, and you can submit it like that one. I don't believe in writing any theory in practical sessions. Should be very, very simple. ठीक है?
Yes, sir.
So carry out the experimentation. I'll talk about it on Monday in our EDA tools practice session. ठीक है?
Yes,
So
sir.
please stop the recording.
Yes, sir.
Why? Why do you want me to stop the recording?
So then it will be saved and we can refer it later on.